Reactions have continued to pour in as 10 persons who took part in the recent End Bad Governance protest in the country have been placed on trial. With charges of treason and other serious offenses at the Federal High Court in the capital of the nation, Abuja. Now, all the accused pleaded not guilty. The demonstrations, dubbed 10 Days of Rage, were called in response to the tough economic conditions. It turned violent in some places, leaving at least 7 persons dead, although some rights groups have put the death toll at 23. There are also about 700 arrests made. Now, one of the reactions is by Timothy Abiodun Olatokunbo Tugbiyele, a legal practitioner and author. Take a listen.
A top functionary of the present government addressed the world that demonstrators tried to overthrow the government of the land, and that they should wait for a change, wait for the next elections. I heard on a video a top lawyer, I think he's acting for the government. He said that demonstrators are being sponsored by foreign interests. I believe these demonstrators are being tried for treason just to deter other Nigerians from demonstrating. Demonstrators claimed that they were demonstrating.
Well, joining me to discuss this is Mr. Timothy Abiodun Olatokunbo Tugbiyele, a legal practitioner and also author. He joins me virtually from Lagos. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let me start off with this question. I mean, as a legal professional, what do you make of these charges, levied against the protesters?
Actually, I have not seen the charge sheet. I've only watched TV programs and videos that the protesters are being charged for treason. I'm yet to see the charge sheet.
All right, but okay.
So I can only rely on TV reports and what I've seen on videos.
Okay, but we definitely do understand that these individuals, were arraigned recently in court for the same reason. But my question, next question to you would be, what exactly constitutes a treasonable offense, particularly in the context of, if at all, a protest?
Treason is a very serious crime. It attracts death penalty. It is very difficult to prove treason. If they are being tried in the southern states, the criminal code will be applicable. But now they are being tried in Abuja, the penal code will be applicable. Definition of treason under the penal code, even under the criminal code, they are similar. It is very difficult to prove the ingredients of treason. It connotes an attempt to unlawfully take over the affairs of government. It requires corroboration. So usually prosecutors, we want to charge accused persons with treasonable felony, which attracts life imprisonment. And then there are other offenses that can be associated with all that transpired. There's unlawful assembly, which to some extent there is a derogation from the constitutional provision for free assembly as provided for in Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution. So then there are other similar offenses that accused persons can be tried for: fighting in public place, unlawful procession with offensive weapons, exhibiting flags, banners to cause animosity, religious animosity, waving flags of another country. This could be treasonable felony or treason. But if you note from the videos that I saw, the waving of flags was in some northern states, not necessarily Abuja. And they didn't wave flags in the southern states.
Okay, so there was something you said. You were trying to distinguish between the criminal code and the penal code as it applies in certain parts of the country. I would like you to elaborate more on that and what it entails.
If I have to, it's the provisions of the penal code as regards treason and treasonable felony. They are similar. But the penal code is applicable since you say these people were tried at the Federal High Court in Abuja. It's very difficult, as I said earlier, for the government to be able to prove in the circumstances of facts that we know of, that I know of from TV reports, videos that I've watched. It will be difficult for them to prove that protesters were trying to overthrow the government of the land. So at best, they can go for treasonable felony, which is equally very difficult to prove. The waving of flags it's difficult to say somebody is waving flags of a foreign country. Is he inviting the foreign country to come and overthrow the government of Nigeria? It was alleged that they were waving clothes with colors that shows it is a Russian flag. Immediately, some people made the allegations that they were waving flags that belonged to Russia. Russia came and dissociated themselves from those flags. So really, all that is happening now, I don't know what the prosecution, what they are going after.
Let's look at the issue. I'm still going to stay with you on the issue of the flag and how, for instance, what happened, in August, where we saw people come out to protest and say, look, we are hungry, we want the government to do something, and certain individuals were picked up. And right now, some of them are being held and charged for treason. When does a protest, cross that line from being a protest to become something else, like maybe treason? And we've also seen individuals to just carry flags of other countries, even institutions, show it off, as aesthetics, as part of, the design in their environment and all of that. How does that constitute, a security threat to a country?
In my understanding of the law, waving of flags does not constitute any security threat to a company. Demonstrators, even if they chant an overthrow of government, there's no evidence from what I have seen in videos and reports that they took any intention to overthrow the government of the land. Anybody can chant anything, right? You can chant. These people, obviously, when they started their protest, the main protest was against bad governance and hunger in the land. Those who were said to have brandished flags and chanted other things, they were in the core north, some northern states, core northern states. And you can see, even from the videos that we have seen, their appearance was not like those who protested in Lagos, in Abuja, most especially. If you look at the protest in Lagos, kudos to the commissioner of police in Lagos State. It was well organized. People moved along streets that was designated by the police commissioner. And they went to the Freedom, I think they call it Freedom Square, where they did their demonstration. But we find in these other states, the police did not organize the protest effectively. So they allowed people to hijack the protest. I'm not for protests, but I'm for protests that is well organized. People should be able to show their dissent to government. All that the protest was about was bad governance, anti-people policy by the government, and people are hungry. People are hungry. I learned that a tuber of yam is now being sold for 10,000 naira in some places in Lagos State. People are hungry. People have the right to show their dissent because people have demonstrated. From what I have seen so far, nobody has done anything to overthrow the government of Nigeria. Whereby, no, I mean, treason is like planning a coup. It attracts death penalty. So I just believe these people are being harassed because some other protesters have said they want to start protesting in October. So these people are being tried for treason so as to deter other people from coming to protest against treason. What initiated my first video was I saw a video. A lady was crying and the mother was trying to comfort the lady that your brother who is being tried did not commit any treason. It was then it touched my heart that I must say something to prevent the further incarceration of these people being called maybe traitors, that they are planning a coup or they are involved in treason. I mean, where did they have their training? What evidence do they have? They just want to keep these young people, they want to keep them in cells so that other demonstrators will not come out. That's my view.
All right. Now, let's even leave that slightly, sir. Let's talk about the judiciary at the moment where, I mean, we are beginning to see that arm of government, being involved in several, affairs, from electoral affairs to even political matters, and now this. Many are beginning to feel that that very learned arm is becoming compromised. Due to turn of events, court injunctions and then counter injunctions on matters that people feel this can easily be resolved, or the evidence here is clear. What's going on? So my question to you, sir, is this. Is the Nigerian judicial system becoming compromised? Does it still stand tall as that institution of integrity and the last hope for the ordinary man?
There are allegations against the judiciary. None of them has been proven. I can't remember the last time a judicial officer has been found to be corrupt. People make all sorts of allegations. Judicial officers do not have a voice. Then there is trial by media. So I will not subscribe to the fact that the judiciary has stopped being the last hope of the people. We cannot rule out the fact that there are bad eggs in the judiciary. There are bad eggs also in the legal profession because judges are first lawyers. But there are procedure whereby erring judges, erring lawyers are disciplined. And recently, some judges were sacked. Recently, some judges were prevented from being promoted. maybe from the High Court to the Court of Appeal. So there are disciplinary procedure for judges and for lawyers. In respect of injunctions, a judge gives an order according to his understanding of the law and the evidence before him. A judge is human. He can make error in his or her judgment. These errors are corrected on appeal. You can give an erroneous injunction. If it is ex parte, that means with the other party is not put on notice, and the injunction is erroneous, there is still the procedure of the motion on notice. The application can be had again after the other party has been notified and the earlier injunction vacated. Then judges giving different types of injunctions and ruling here and there. I think there is no portal where judges can check for rulings of recent judgments or other rulings. I'm not aware of any. I have tried over some time now to have a portal like that, the law master. There have been technical hitches here and there. The government too, the judiciary can have a portal. The moment a judgment is delivered, the moment a ruling is delivered, it can enter into that portal so that a judge, when giving his ruling, will not be given something that is contrary. Maybe the federal high court gives one, state high court gives one. If there's a portal of where the rulings and judgments can be checked, this will not happen.
All right, sir. So are you saying, because I know that you are a lecturer, of the law for many years, are you saying that you are proud and confident of the quality of judgments and, judicial procedures that we've seen recently?
That's a difficult one. Some lawyers who read judgments claim that judgments of justices like Okuta, GSC, Kayode, Esho, GSC, JIC Taylor in the high courts of those days, those judgments are very rich. Some claim that the standard of delivering judgments has fallen. But I believe the judgments we have today, they are quite sound. Our lawyers, our judges, they go to other courts, other countries. Many Nigerian judges have gone to Gambia, where there have been chief justices and judges. So you have judges in Nigeria. Sorry for that. I don't object to the judgments that is proceeding from our law courts.
So you have absolute confidence that the quality of judgment and judicial procedures are pretty much, upright and have not been politicized?
I don't have absolute confidence. I cannot have absolute confidence in a human being. I have absolute confidence in God. So judges are not God. So I don't have absolute confidence in anything that proceeds from a human being.
All right, let's talk about the Attorney General, because I know that in that video, that viral video, you made reference to the Attorney General of the Federation, that's Chief Lateef Fagbemi, who of course was called to bar in 1985, and then you said at that point you were also a lecturer at the Lagos Law School, and that you yourself were called to bar in 1980. My question to you, sir, is this. What is your message to Chief Lateef Fagbemi right now, given the fact that you might have been his lecturer, during that period, 1985? And also as a senior.
Professionally, I learned he's not chief. I've just been informed that he's not chief, he's prince. And you know, a prince is superior to a chief. I will ask him to forgive me for addressing him as a chief. So, why I started talking about our age at the bar and the like, professionally, Prince Lateef Fagbemi professionally is my senior, in the sense that it's a senior advocate of Nigeria. But I'm a senior at the bar, and I thought I was a lecturer at the law school when he was a lecturer. So in our profession, seniority matters, and we respect our seniors. Professionally, I respect him as a senior advocate of Nigeria, and then I expect him to respect me as a senior lawyer. That's the way I see it. And secondly, Prince Lateef Fagbemi is a Yoruba person. We have a lot of respect for age in our Yoruba culture. So I am pleading with him, bearing in fact of age and seniority in respect of call to the bar, that you should please respect my plea by dropping the treason charges against the accused persons. That is my plea. It's a plea.
What do you have to say?
So that's my.
Okay. How about to others in the judicial profession, given the fact that you have trained many too yourselves?
What do you want me to say? Please repeat that question.
What do you have to say to people, others in the judicial line, given the fact that you are a lecturer, you've trained several of them, and you said you are not absolutely confident in the quality of judgment, and that you can't trust any man anyway. But I would just like to know your word to them.
I can only plead with judges that they should have good conscience. In law, so most lawyers will say law and morality does not work together. But one of the greatest jurists that ever lived, Lord Denning, he said that without morality, there can be no law. That means there cannot be separation of morality from law. So I will plead with judges that they should exercise good moral standards. They have a good concept of justice in writing their judgments, in writing their rulings, and in overseeing court procedure. That is my plea to them.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Of course, we deeply appreciate your time on the program. Of course, I've been having conversations there with Mr. Timothy Abiodun Olatokunbo Tugbiyele, legal practitioner and also author. Once again, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.